Hello, my name is Mayonde and I'm an artist based here in Nairobi, Kenya. We are here at the current Country Lodge and you're watching The Other Side of Me. I was born here in Nairobi, Kenya. I grew up in Ngumo Estate. Actually, it's called Magiwa Estate, but it's in Ngumo. And yeah, that's where I lived probably for 25 years before I got married and left my mother's house. So being half Rwandese, yes, I did grow up with lots of Rwandan relatives because the genocide did happen in the 90s and a lot of my relatives moved to Kenya, right? So there's a big Rwandan community, but after the peace was restored in Rwanda, lots of them went back, right? So yeah, I kind of miss them. We had so many relatives here, and it was a really rich culture. The Rwandan dancing would be taught as kids, and of course when you go for weddings, there's lots of dancing, lots of music, lots of singing. So it was fun. It was fun growing up with that culture. Yeah, even here in Nairobi. And I love to revisit it and relive it whenever I go back to Rwanda. Yeah. How often do I go back to Rwanda? I go to Rwanda maybe once a year. The last 2 times I've been there actually has been for shows, funny enough. Like I've done quite a few shows there. And also for weddings, when you're going to visit your family. Yeah, so maybe once a year. I cannot speak Kinyarwanda. I can pick a few words, and it's something that I definitely want to work on. I'd love to be able to sing in Kinyarwanda. I think that's the easiest way to learn a language, if you sing the words of the language. So yeah, I want to do a song in Kinyarwanda, so hopefully that'll help me brush up my Kinyarwanda. My experience working with great artists like Riga, Juliani, Esther, it was a phenomenal time. It was very early in my music career and I was singing backing vocals for them. And I would just see how they command a crowd, how they speak to an audience, how they capture an audience, how they would preach or share the word of God and inspire people, motivate people. So for me, I feel like it was a lesson in learning how to engage with an audience and having a message, having something that you stand for. That definitely informed that in me as an artist. So making the switch from gospel to secular wasn't that hard because it happened over a long period of time. It wasn't just like this big shock. First I started with just making music that was more soulful, that I was more drawn to, which was like neo-soul or jazz, and then I find that music is very neutral. If you're just singing about life or love, it wasn't like too intense. And so yeah, I feel like by the time now I've released songs like Shika that are very sensual, people were kind of used to me singing secular music. So it wasn't like a big surprise. It happened over a long period of time. And yeah, it just happened easily. There was a lot of ease. I did not fear losing the people who were my fans or who were looking up to me in the church, because I feel like everyone's faith is individual. Everyone has their own individual path. And I kind of have to set myself free from it being our faith to it being my faith, to having ownership over my faith and doing what felt right or natural, regardless of who it would upset or annoy, learning how to live my life for me, pretty much, but under the guidance of spirit or of God, but finding that for myself and not having it being this group thing that now, okay, now we have to think about what everyone will say, what everyone will think. Nah, I'm not about that anymore. So with love, no, no. Yeah. The most exciting thing about marrying my first love is growing up with someone, growing with someone, and seeing them embody their greatness, seeing them grow into themselves, understanding how money works together, understanding how intimacy works together, just like learning as you go along and growing together. I think that's the best bit, and seeing the evolution of this person in every different stage, and them being a witness for your life as well, them also seeing you change and grow and changing and growing together. Now that we've been together for a period of time, I would say the relationship has changed. It has to over time. Like, time is the great changer. But what has changed is probably knowing the other person more and more, like knowing what pushes their buttons, knowing what gets them excited, knowing being able to read their mood. It's even weird sometimes how you can have the same thought. If you both see something, you're driving down the street and you both see something, and you know what that person will think about the thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but just being in sync with the person more and more. I think that's where it's changed, really getting to know a person. Would I want to have kids someday? I think so. I don't know when. I don't know when you have this magic revelation, like, now I am ready to have children, because I don't feel it coming. And we're really enjoying our lives together and still kind of figuring out how to take care of ourselves properly. So yeah, I'm hoping maybe in 2 years, but I feel like I've said 2 years for a very long time. Maybe in 2 years. I do play an instrument. I play the guitar. Yes, and it's something that I really want to sharpen, a skill that I want to sharpen this year. So yeah, I've been taking lessons to get really good at it. But yeah, I play the guitar. What inspires my passion for music is joy. It's really just joy. It's something that brings me joy to do. It brings others joy when I do it. So yeah, I would say joy. I just follow the joy. I do what brings me joy, and it overflows into the world. So that's what gives me passion for music, the fun in it. How does it feel now to command the stage? Now that I've been singing, I had sang backup for so many years, and now I'm the one in the center of the stage. It's a dream come true. And for me, it makes me very proud, because I took a chance on myself. I believed in myself, and I took that step. It's not an easy step to take. It's easier to be in the background, and it's a nice check. It's a really nice check. But I had to let go, especially my job at Coke Studio, because I wanted to grow as an artist. I let go and I went to pursue my own thing, and it's paying off now, but it was scary because it was like leaving a 9-to-5 job. It's a really good gig. So yeah, makes me proud. Makes me proud to know that I was courageous and bold. And yeah, it's really not as easy, because now it's about your connection with the audience. You're not just in the background. You have to connect with the audience. You have to find a way to, let me not say entertain, but to engage them. Whereas before, you could just be in the background and enjoy the music, and the person in the center has to do all the work, and you just have all the fun. But now you really have to engage the audience. So it's hard, but I love it. I love it. Wow, for someone who's battled with self-esteem issues, I think my whole life, some of the tools that I've used to build my confidence and my esteem that I think is so powerful is affirmations. So your self-talk, the thoughts that are constantly on replay in your mind, learning how to reprogram that. So telling yourself, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am safe and secure. Whenever those feelings come up, you affirm yourself. Or even when you're just hanging out and chilling or on a ride in the car, to have that playing in your mind. I am abundant, I am a child of God, I am deserving of all good. I belong, I am worthy, I am deserving, like over and over and over again. And at first you don't really believe it, but the more you say it, the more it sticks. And I think even mirror affirmations, saying it to yourself in the mirror, telling yourself, I love you, I really, really love you, as you look into your own eyes. Sometimes we don't even love ourselves. So learning how to love yourself, learning how to cultivate that vibe, just liking yourself, believing in yourself. Yeah, affirmations are a huge tool that I've used. Yeah, what advice would I have given myself? So my younger self. I would have told my younger self, don't really look to the people around you to give you the validation that you're so hungry for. Don't look to the adults or even the friends around you to affirm you or to make you feel good about yourself. It's an internal job. It's your job to make you feel good about you. And yes, some people are lucky they had parents who affirmed them, or sisters or friends who are like, you're everything, because maybe you are number one all the time. That's cool. Not everyone had that. And so, yeah, I would tell my younger self, yeah, don't look for it outside yourself. Focus on you. Everyone else has their own issues they're dealing with. Handle you. Ooh, what's the most exciting thing in my life in this point in time? I would say the expansion, the evolution, the flow. I feel like I've entered the flow of my life, that I'm not struggling, I'm not fighting, I'm not worrying. I'm just in the flow of my life. Things are unfolding naturally. Every day is special, every day is fun, and I think it's because I made the choice to live in joy. Every single moment, to live in joy every single day. Joy is my work. I'm a joy creator, I'm a joy liver, and it's changed everything. That's the most exciting thing, that I'm joyful in the moment. My life is about this moment. And now that I enjoy this moment fully, the next moment, it takes care of itself. And the next, and the next. It's like a snowball. And the better it gets, the better it gets. So every day is just like, wow, what's the surprise today? What are we doing? Cool, yay! And I go to bed smiling. And it wasn't always like that. So that's the most exciting thing, that every day I have joy. Ooh, child, how did I envision my life 10 years ago? I think I watched the Beyonce live experience. It was a live, I think Beyonce's first live show DVD. And I was just like, this is what I wanted to do. This is why I'm on this earth. I have to make music. I have to do like huge productions. And I was like, by now, in fact, I had a bit of a breakdown because I turned 30. And I was like, by now, I was supposed to have like 30 Grammys. I was supposed to be touring the world. I'm supposed to have like all these material things. Like, it didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. And yeah, I think the last 3 years of my 20s was like an unraveling, because what I had envisioned for myself had not happened. And I had like this crazy breakdown. But I'm grateful for it now, because I realized I wanted those things, not necessarily for the right reasons. Now I know what I'm moving towards. Now I understand the purpose of my life, and I see why certain things didn't happen at a certain time, because I was like, wow, such a hot mess. I'm so happy those dreams didn't come true then, because I think I would have self-destructed. Now I know who I am. Now I feel like I'm ready for my destiny because of that unraveling. Wow, where do I see myself 10 years from now? Honestly, I see myself happy. I don't know what that happiness will look like, what form it will take, but I just know I'll be happy. If I'm alive, God willing, 10 years from now, because you can also speak and give your own plans, but you never know. If I'm blessed enough to be here 10 years from now, then yeah, I just see happiness, yeah. Me building from where I am now, more joy. I don't want to put a specific idea of where I'm supposed to be in 10 years because of how I feel like it was so destructive to my mind because I wasn't there 10 years after. So now I have an idea of what I want my life to look like, and of course I want to be someone who is investing in young people, mentoring young people. I would love to start my own record label. I would love to have my own house. I would love to travel the world. All those things I would love to do. But I don't want to put a cap on it and be like, I have to accomplish this in 10 years or else. I've kind of let go of time limits or of specific outcomes. And now I'm ready for joy in whatever form it comes in. And now that I've changed my state of mind to be in this space, the things that I truly, truly want are coming to me easily without the specificity. I think for me personally, when I say that I have to do this by this certain time, it puts a certain pressure on my mind that I don't like. Yes, I used to act, and it's something that happened to me. Like, I didn't go out looking for it. I was just told, you come act, and I knew nothing about acting. I felt like I was horrible at it because I didn't know what it meant to take on a character. I just knew you cram the lines, someone says this line, you say this line, and scene is over. So I think I had to go through a lot of human experience, or how would I say? I had to go through life to understand what acting is. Because to be an actor, I feel like you have to draw from your own experiences. You have to draw from your own pain, your own joy, your own happiness, but take on the character of someone else. So now is when I'm like, I think I get it. Then I didn't so much, but I'm grateful for that experience, at least to know that I can do it, yeah? And I feel like acting is gonna find its way to me again. I really do. How far do I want to pursue my music career? Wow, I have such wild dreams. Sometimes it even scares me. But just making music around the world, collaborating with people around the world, having shows around the world, that's one. I'd love to have my own label and mentor young artists. I'd love to work with, I'd like to be a songwriter actually. So if there's some way that I can write songs for like Beyonce or, you know, Rihanna or whatever, I love songwriting. And I feel like it's in the cards for me. There's something brewing. But yeah, huge dreams. One of my wildest dreams is to have an EP with Solange and Beyonce, to do like some kind of musical project with the both of them, because they've maybe collaborated on 2 songs together, and I love them both so much, and they both have such interesting musical styles that I resonate with, and I'd love to bring them together and like, let's all do a project together. So that's how wild my dreams are. Let's go to an island, Beyonce, Solange, just make an EP. Now that I've spoken it into being, I'm like, oh, who knows, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, I don't know. But I'd love to make music with great musicians around the world and just travel the world making music. Yeah. What is my personality? I'd say I'm discovering my personality now. I had a rough, I was telling you how the last 3 years of my 20s was like my unbecoming, my unraveling. I feel like I had picked up so many things along the way, so many burdens and baggage, so much baggage. And now that I've put it down, I'm like, oh, is this who I am? Was that me? That wasn't me. This is me, the free me. It almost like feels like I've gone back to my childhood self, before the trauma, before the pain, but with the wisdom of being an adult. But just that light, childlike spirit of wonder, adventure, joy. Yeah, so I think it's joy. I think my personality is very joyful, very present, very aware, very bubbly. Very many people have described me as bubbly. But I'm also very introverted, and I like my space. I like my quiet time. If I could relive my life, I wish I could find, I don't even know how to describe that, but I wish I could have the knowledge I have now, like about self-worth, or about how you attract certain people or scenarios into your life based on what vibration you're giving off. I wish I had that knowledge earlier. I really wish someone had taught me. They need to teach people in school about mental health, how to use your mind positively, to create the life you desire, or to create the situations or the vibe that you desire. I really wish I knew that earlier on. Yeah, if I could go back in time, I'd be like, read these books. Yeah. So my favorite collaboration with my husband was probably my first album, Magic in the Air, which is available on YouTube if you want to listen to it. Yeah, he produced half of it. And the other half was produced by a guy called Jim Chuchu, very talented artist who was also in Just a Band. And so, yeah, that's probably my favorite collaboration with my husband. And with Just a Band, my favorite collaboration would be the Christmas Boxing Day special. We did a song called Have You Seen Her on their first album, which was called Scratch to Reveal. And it's also on YouTube if you want to check it out. Have You Seen Her? Boxing Day special. That was like my favorite Just a Band collaboration. Yes, I did a musical theater show called Out of Africa, The Magic of Kenya. And yeah, a group of about 27 artists went touring Europe. We went to Denmark, Holland, Belgium, I think those 3 countries, just hitting a different town, a different theater every single night. It was more musical, but yeah, there was theatrical elements in it, and it was to showcase the different cultures in Kenya, from the coast to western to eastern to central. And it was such an amazing experience to perform every night, the discipline that takes. And yeah, we were there in winter, so I saw snow for the first time, and it was a lot of fun just being with other artists traveling the world. So yeah, I've gotten really amazing opportunities to travel, and I love it. So I'm calling more shows and productions, international ones, to myself. Come! The artists that I went with, yeah, there were several. Antonio Sol, if you've heard of him, Kamze Mwatela, a really great actress. Patricia Kihoro was there. Silayo, who was then called Nemantalel. Yes, just released a single this past week with a really good friend. He's called Big Pin. Big Pin. And it was so much fun to work on this song. I just released an EP last year that was to honor the pop artists of the early 2000s era, like the Isas, Nameless, Amani. I wanted to honor that time in Kenya music, Kapuka music. And then right after I do that, Big Pin wants to do a song. And I was like, what is this synchronicity? I've just done a project to like honor you guys and what you did as pioneers in the pop industry. And then now one of you wants to collaborate with me. So it was a lot of fun working with him. He's such a great guy. And yeah, it's a dope song. I love it. I love the video. Check it out. Check it out. What I would love other people to know, I guess, about me that they don't know, is that I really love to dance. I really love to dance, and it's something that I'm looking to do more and more and more, to incorporate more in my shows. And yeah, in fact, my first dream as a child was to be a dancer for Janet Jackson. I used to think that this will just be the way I'm going to live my life. I'll be a dancer for Janet Jackson, and then my plan was to marry her brother, but then no. Well, when I was like 5, Michael Jackson was everything. So I was like, yeah, so I'll dance for Janet, then Michael will see me and he'll marry me. This was my logic as a child, but yeah, dance. And I think I love both of them so much because they're great dancers. Yeah, so I guess that's one random thing that people might not know about me. Ain't no city like my city, oh no, 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 Nairobi. Woo! Thank you so much for watching, guys. At least you've gotten to know a little bit more about me, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Much love. Alright.